Hey guys, it's me with 10-minute history. Today, we are going to talk about the Delhi Pillar, also known as the Iron Pillar of Delhi, or the Ashokas. This is an ancient pillar in India that was erected in the 3rd century BCE by the great emperor Ashoka the Great from the Mauryan Empire. It is over 24 feet tall and weighs over 6 tons. And amazingly, it has never rusted. This is remarkable because it is made out of iron. And when you leave iron exposed to the elements, especially in India, where it rains a lot and there's a lot of moisture in the air, it should rust very easily. But this pillar has stood for over 2,200 years, and it still looks brand new today. So what's the secret? How does it not rust? Well, many people have pondered this throughout history, including scientists and historians. For a long time, they thought that it was coated with something, perhaps some sort of protective material that prevented it from rusting. But upon further study, they realized that that wasn't true. In fact, a few years ago, in 2015, an Indian scientist named C.V. Ramon, along with his team from the National Botanical Research Institute, discovered that there was a special type of plant growing around the base of the pillar that was actually protecting it from rusting. The plant's name is Bauhinia racemosa, and it exudes a sticky sap that acts as a natural coating over the pillar, preventing it from coming into contact with water and oxygen, which are the two things that cause rust to form. Pretty amazing, huh? You can actually see these little branches here going up the pillar, and it is covered in this white, almost crystalline substance, which is the sap from this plant. Now, this discovery was very important because it solved a mystery that had puzzled experts for centuries. And it also raised a lot of questions about how ancient Indians knew about this property of plants and whether or not they purposely grew this plant around the pillar to protect it from rusting. But before we get into that, let's talk a bit more about the pillar itself. So, like I said earlier, the pillar was erected by Emperor Ashoka of the Mauryan Empire in the 3rd century BCE, and it was originally located in the ancient city of Patali, which is now Patna, in the modern Indian state of Bihar. The pillar was built to commemorate Ashoka's conversion to Buddhism after he conquered Kalinga because he felt so bad about all the violence and bloodshed during the war that he became a pacifist and a Buddhist. On the pillar, there are several inscriptions in Brahmi script, which is an ancient Indian script, and they tell the story of how Ashoka converted to Buddhism and how he promoted peace and non-violence. There are also some geometric designs and floral patterns carved on the pillar. In the 12th century CE, the first Muslim ruler of Delhi, Qutb al-Din Ayyub, built his 73-foot-high Qutb miner near the iron pillar. And ever since then, it has been known as the Qutb Miner Complex because of its immense historical value. The pillar has been protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1993. Now, the exact reason why Ashoka built this pillar is not known, but historians believe that it may have been a boundary marker between the empires of Magadha and Vagada, in Vagada to ancient Indian states who were often rivals of each other. The pillar may have been used as a symbol to show that this was the edge of Ashoka's territory. Or it could be just a regular boundary marker like we have today. Like when countries have border markers put up between them to show where their territories meet. Another possibility is that the pillar was part of a larger network of iron pillars that were built all over the empire to symbolize Ashoka's power and authority. After all, this was a massive achievement for the time period, and it would have been a great way to show off their advanced technology and engineering skills. And if you think about it, it makes sense that they would want to build boundary markers with a really durable material like iron. They didn't have barbed wire or a wall or anything like that, so they needed their borders to be clearly marked, but also very durable, something that wouldn't wear down over time. However, there is some debate about this theory, because there are no other examples of large iron pillars from this time period. And if they did exist, why haven't we found them yet? Well, maybe we will one day. Who knows? But for now, we don't have much evidence to support it. Now, another reason why Ashoka may have built this pillar is because of its supposed anti-rust properties. We don't know if he specifically chose this metal for this reason, But it asks, interesting to note that iron is considered to be a sacred metal in Hinduism and Buddhism. It is associated with strength, courage, and vitality. It was believed to have the power to cure diseases and protect against evil spirits. So it's possible that Ashoka chose iron for its symbolic value as well as its durability. He may have believed the pillar would be able to withstand the test of time, and that it would remain strong and resilient for many years to come. And he was right. And lastly, it is also possible that the pillar was simply a technological marvel that the ancient Indians were proud to display. They were skilled engineers and metallurgists, and they knew how to work with iron. They were able to create tools and weapons that were sharp and durable. They also knew that by adding a small amount of carbon to iron, they could create steel, which was even stronger and more resistant to rust. So in essence, not surprising that they were able to cast such a large and heavy pillar without it breaking or bending. They must have been very proud of their engineering accomplishment. Now, the reason why the pillar has survived for so long is due to a combination of factors. First of all, the iron used to make it is a special type of iron called wrought iron. This is a type of iron that is made by hammering it while it is hot, which makes it stronger and more flexible. It also has a lower carbon content than steel, which makes it less likely to rust. Secondly, the pillar is not in direct contact with the ground. It sits on a raised platform, and this helps to prevent water from seeping into the base and causing rust. Thirdly, the pillar is located in an area with low humidity, so there is less moisture in the air that could cause it to rust. Lastly, the pillar has received regular maintenance over the centuries, and this has helped to preserve it in its current condition. People have been coating it with oil and other substances to prevent rust formation, and this has been especially true in recent years since it became a protected monument. So, those are some of the reasons why the Delhi pillar has never rusted and how it managed to survive for so long. It's truly a remarkable feat of engineering and metal, and it's also a reminder of the rich history and cultural heritage of India. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Delhi pillar. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you back for more history videos. Thanks for watching.